Assalamu alaikum. You all may be seated. Visitors, do we have any? Any visitors here? All right. Today is your day. Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, brother. The brothers just stood and Brother Muhammad, they invited me here. They came down to Cincinnati, asked me would I come speak with them, since they came and spoke with me, so I'm here. Thank you all for coming, those of you that showed up. I would like for more to have visitors to have shown up. This is a wonderful day for the righteous, and it's a day we don't want to mention for the unrighteous. It's terrible. And it looks like we've gotten so used to the terrible that we can't believe it can be any better. You know, anybody talking about doing something better or making it better, they just think it's another trick. So don't even pay too much attention to it. You know, if it's going to be something, it'll be it. And if it is, I'll see it. And if I see it and if it looks good, I might participate in it. At the same time, they're not looking at what they're facing every day. Every day. Today I'm going to speak about serving two masters. Quite sure you all do that every day, so we want to talk about it. I'm not going to say too much about it. Those of you that are visitors, this is the first time I've been here and holding a meeting here in Cleveland. I've been in and I spoke a couple of days with Minister, it wasn't Hamza. What was it? The minister that was here? Theodore. Minister Theodore before he passed. I don't know how many of you all know him or knew him. Nobody? Well, he was a minister under the messenger. He was a pretty good minister. I think his wife still has a temple here, right? So I guess if you don't go to his temple, you don't know him. Really, I haven't been here since then. That's been now, I guess, about 4 or 5 years. So those of you that are from here, that are visitors, if you're not from here, you need to ask what you're curious about. You need to ask. You need to have an understanding of what you think you already know or what you do know. You need to have an understanding of it. Because without the presence of Allah directly expressing what's taking place and why and how, the only view that you have is that which either comes from Satan or the devil. You might say, well, not me. I came up under the messenger, and I know the devil can't get me. If you think like that, he's already got you. Because, number one, what we received from the messenger was just that, a message. A message. It's much like the mailman brings you your mail to your door, place it in your mailbox, you go and retrieve it. You know, it's addressed to you or someone that's in the household. However, it isn't open. And if it's not addressed to you and you open it, you can be prosecuted. Is that right? So the mailman is like the messenger. He brought it to you. Now you, as the individual, have to make the final decision of what you're going to do about what was brought to you. Now, this means you have to go into that which is brought to you with the knowledge that you have and start to express some type of understanding from it. Now, if you've been only used to a certain mindset, your understanding is going to be extremely limited or to that mindset. And we must remember, it's written, that Allah's thoughts are not yours. His ways are not yours. And yours are not his. However, it is his that must prevail. If you really look at it, it can't be, his thoughts and ways cannot be of the world. It cannot be of making money. It cannot be of having a strong financial community. I mean, that's good to have. However, those are not his thoughts. So it's going to take a very powerful person to actually come into a situation where all of the thinking is exactly opposite from his, and then change it. No ordinary person can do that. Jesus couldn't do it. Moses, Abraham, Lot, they never changed the thinking of the people. They were always acting as a warner to the ruling class of people, or to the mindset that everybody was operating in. Are you listening? They never attempted to change the thinking, just to make the rulers aware of the danger that they were bringing on themselves by perpetuating a thought or thinking that they know is just adverse to nature, to God, to Allah. Is that clear? So any man that will come and attempt to change the thinking the way God thinks has to be God. Because nobody else thinks like God. When it comes to thinking like God, it is not a we. It is not a us. It's he. I. Now, if I'm saying something wrong, I'm open the floor up, and you most certainly question me and take me to task. Pin me up against the wall if I'm wrong. And I don't mind you trying it to see if I am wrong. So anybody that shows up today after the message, because it's written also that just before that great and dreadful day, I will send you Elijah. In reality, I will raise from one of you all a messenger. His name shall be Elijah. That's the way it should have read, because that's exactly what happened. And then after that, it says, just before the great and dreadful day, it don't mention nobody else coming other than God himself. After that, I will come. I, not we, and not us. I will come. And I will bring the ones or my people that's in this strange land that have turned their hearts back to their fathers. Not just because you're my people and you don't turn, I'm not bringing you no place. Cleveland has quite a few black people here. I remember in Senegal Hall, he used to talk about he was from here, and they always said he wanted to leave a little something for Cleveland just to make you say, Well, I don't hardly see anybody here from Cleveland. So it means that whether you were with the messenger or not, you have not turned. You haven't turned your hearts to the Father. The Father most certainly has turned his towards you. And in the process, he raised up a man, one of you, raised him up. Elijah. Pool. Meaning that pool, he had knowledge, but it is boundaries that you can clearly see. A message is a message. Boundaries. You can come to the end of it. There's an end to it. Is this clear? So in order for you to actually make progress towards what you own and be in yourself, God himself has to come. God himself has to come and share with you and make it possible for you to change your thinking after you've turned. Nobody else can do that. No one. If Elijah could have done it, it would have been done. He didn't do that. He says, I must go away. There's many things I can share with you, but you can't bear them now. I have to go away for a season. And in my absence, somebody else is coming with another teaching. And it's going to sound real close to mine. Stay away from that. This particular person that will be coming with the teaching close to mine has made a covenant with the Pope of Rome to take you back to Christianity under another name. And the name will be Baalism. That's what the messenger said. You all remember that? And we got to say it happened, because his son most certainly rose up. And all of the ones that was with him, he called them Belialians. So if the messenger was the one, if he was the final period, then no one would be coming after him. And some may say, well, the messenger says, after me, no one else will be coming to teach you. This is true. This is true. No other prophet, messenger, or apostle will be coming after the messenger. None. He did say, after me comes God. So anyone coming after the messenger, other than God himself, is not the Savior. We know Minister Farrakhan finally stood up to take his post. Is this making any sense to you? You know, it's a wonderful thing to know that you're going to make it. Not believe. Not go out and do good works hoping that you will be accepted. To know you're going to make it. And I don't know of anyone that knows that except me. I got to make it because I'm the maker. If I don't make it, nobody else is. Everything about me bears witness that I'm on time and I'm the right man. I didn't show up and say, well, I'm a good brother. I got quite a bit of knowledge. I know the scientists. I understand the messenger. And Allah loves me. I didn't say that, because it wouldn't be true. You need God himself. Are you listening? You need God himself. You don't need a messenger. That period has came and elapsed. It's gone. Now, you need God himself. And it has to be in such a way where he has the power to make himself known. Make himself known. After I make myself known, you still got a choice. You don't have to accept me. However, if you don't, you will have to accept the dreadful day. There ain't no other day. There's no in between those days. Great and dreadful, there's no day in between that. It ain't. Great and dreadful at the same time, the same day, so there's no room for another day to slide in between that. Is this making sense? You know, I'm the most rejected person on the planet. I'm the most talked about and the most rejected. Sometimes I think, this thoughts run through my head. I just think, well, if I'm not wanted, why would I continue to do this? Why not just be done with it? Would you do that? If you had the power, just say, look, I don't have to go through this. I don't have to. I could work some kind of miracles. And probably half of the country would come. White and black. Matter of fact, in heaven, where we call heaven in Kansas, more black people is coming in white. I mean, and they are coming. Is that right, Brother Reggie? They come and perform for us and everything. And magic shows and things that are allowed to take place so our students can see. This is the man that you're not to be like, but he got a few things that you need to know. Watch him. He come right and looks and, man, what is this? He gets excited. Got a little teeny diner. I don't think he'll hold no more than about, what, 30 people? It's that many. 30 people. He acts like he's going to the Matazia Hall or someplace. It's just like, oh, he just loves it. We know he got the stuff that got to be any other than the diner because he got luxurious places. You go in and have to pay sometime $1,000 for the meal. So why are you going to be excited about a little teeny place like that? You know why he's excited? Because who's doing it? They know the time. They know the time. If I was here in Cleveland and doing the same thing in Cleveland, white folks here would be doing the same thing because they will see it. Only reason why they're not doing it here is because they don't see it. Like you all. Most of you all don't do anything with this or for this or support it because you don't see what you're doing, what the episode of what you are doing, what it's doing. You don't see it. You don't come to Kansas. You hear about it. You hear us talking about it. However, if you could see it, you could actually see it working. You know, like you hear talk about a Swiss watch. Maybe your own watch. If you could take the back off it and look at it and see all the little parts just moving. You know, just to keep the time. But if you don't see it, it's just like, well, it's a watch. However, when you see it, you have a whole different thought. Am I boring you? Well, if I am, I'm going to open up the mic in a few minutes and see if you can bore me. Hey, fair exchange is no robbery. If I'm boring you, you can bore me. We have the title serving two masters. In actuality, that's impossible today. You can serve a master or serve God. And I'm not a master. I'm God. That's the difference. However, the understanding of the scripture serving two masters, this is how we do it. At least you attempt to do it. Are you listening? And especially those of you that's already with me. By you hearing me sharing knowledge with you, understanding, and we have a few things going, what you hear from me always inspire you to keep the forward motion, to put one foot before the other, forward. But some of us, we drag in a foot because you almost don't believe, so you won't pick it up and step. You drag it so you can stop any time. The few things that we have in motion as classrooms, because they certainly are not businesses as we know business to be. A real business in this world makes money. Enough to take care of itself and some over. Right? if you're going to have a real business. We don't do that. We got a couple places that make more than what it actually takes to keep it going or sustain itself. However, as a nation, the things that we got started, we got so many things started and going. A lot of things that we have, 95% of the things, or I'll say 80% of the things that we have going, don't make enough to take care of themselves. And the ones that are full-time, that are working on these particular duty sites or classrooms, have not yet gained the necessary inspiration from the idea of why it's being done that will cause them to go into high gear and remain there. It lets you always be at the starting point. Satan is always talking to you, well, this could fall any day. If I stop working on this, well, how's it going to, it's not going to make it. I don't really see anything that this is really going to produce in a long run. I don't see it. That's why I'm here. Because I know you can't see it. You haven't been prone to see it. This world won't let you see it. It'll let you go ahead and buy a Lexus, $60,000. But it's not going to let you open up a cleaners for $60,000. You ain't going to do that. You can go buy a Hummer, Bentley, $200,000, $300,000. You can do that. It ain't going to make you no money. 10 miles to the gallon of gas, you're going to be spending money. High maintenance. Every time you take a trip, you got to carry it back and they got to work on it. They charge $120 an hour. $170 an hour to drink coffee. And the rags that they have in the shop that they suppose to wipe their hands on to keep the grease from underneath their fingernails, they charge you for that, which they didn't even use. You getting the point? But Satan have you serving him while you're trying to serve what's being presented to you as your salvation or your way out. As your way out, the doorway out. This is it. However, without the proper thinking, this looks just like what you did in the other world. Restaurant? Oh, sure. Hey, I was already working in a restaurant. Carpenter? I was doing that for Mr. Bobo. Whatever we're doing, you can always look back on the other world or look into it or look at yourself. You're still doing the same thing. However, you never stop to think what you're doing then. The people that did it before you and before them is what's keeping this world that's against you in motion. If it is keeping them in motion, if you did it for yourself, what do you think it would do for you? However, you feel as though you can't wait that long. I may die at any time, so I need to have my big home, the biggest car I can get, the fattest bank account I can get. I need it now, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I can't wait for this United Nation of Islam. I don't think it's going to make it no how. You thinking that because how you operating in it, we looking at you and say, well, we don't think you're going to make it. If you had the idea and the spirit the way you should have, and we look and say, well, he going to make it, and if everybody that way, we say, well, the nation going to make it. You got that? So you can't serve successfully two masters. You can't do it successfully. When you try it, you cheat both, and you cheat yourself. Both masters goes lacking. That's why when white folks see you, they get mad. They don't want to come up against you and say, well, no, you can't do this and you can't do this because so and so. They don't do it that way because they know if you're in this or if you're with the messenger and follow the messenger, you got too much knowledge. So they won't challenge you that way. But they don't like it. Because you're serving another master and they are jealous. They rather lock you up first before they give an okay for you to serve another master. You all sleepy? I know you've been riding on the bus and everything. You getting sleep on the bus? You didn't? Brother Lance scared y'all? Oh. Is this clear? Well, with what I'm doing, first place I want to establish this. Like I say, I'm the last that you will see as far as being in authority over anything that's righteous. I'm the last that you will see as far as being the authority over anything that's righteous. In short way of putting it, everyone speaks of Allah, especially if they're Muslims. But no one really knows who Allah is. The ones with the messenger and want to say Allah's Master Prophet Muhammad, he is not. Never was, never shall be, can't be. He is not. And if you're waiting for him to return to do anything, you will die waiting. Because he's not coming back to do anything. When he was here, he did what he was supposed to have done, and he did it well. So much so, we're still talking about it. We ain't talking about Daddy Grace, Sweet Daddy McCullum, Father Divine, Noble Drew Ali. We're not talking about them like that. We know of them, but we don't talk about them as a people. But Islam, under the messenger, that's taught to him by Master Prophet Muhammad, or Allah in Master Prophet Muhammad's person, we're still talking about it. And still rather confused about it. Rather personal about it. However, if you look and see just how far you've gone with that, where is it? In the gym? Or Minister Farrakhan Lewis? You can't point to nothing from the nation that's yours. Nothing. And I don't mean a brother or sister that's got a little restaurant, a little cleaner that's yours and you in the nation. I'm not talking about that. That's yours. The messenger said, it was in the message, do for self. Talking to the black man. Do for self. And quite a few of the brothers, especially the ones that came under the minister, took that to mean do for myself. They added a word. So when you get the restaurant, you get the clothing store, you get the cleaners, that's yours. That is not doing for self. That did for yourself. And white folks don't mind that. That, if you're really diligent, they'll help you. Because it's just for you. It ain't for you as a people. In the message, it was delivered to us that up, you mighty nation. Not up, you mighty you. And accomplish what you will. What you will. Well, what should you will? You should will freedom. Everything that you put into motion should spell, should pronounce, should deliver, should make peace and freedom. That's what you should will. And all of the logistics that it takes to actually bring that into motion or into reality, then you will see you being God. Because you've got to be yourself to do that, because you're in another man's home, so to say, in his action. The earth belongs to us. However, the practice and the motion that's on it don't belong to us. Don't belong to us. It belongs to another man. How many of you all know what the word slave master really means. You know who it is as a people, but do you know what it really means? In the word slave, you got slay. You know, like you kill somebody, right? Slave master. In reality, it means, according to God, and I think I'm him. Matter of fact, I know that. Wouldn't want y'all to get it wrong. Slave master. It means here's a person or people that has slain your nature. You are not able to live according to your nature. He has slain you from it. You are made by his thinking and his ways to acquiesce after him. And that is not your nature. So giving him the term slave master or slave maker. He makes you to do that which is not yours, your nature. And don't tell me he hasn't done that or is not doing that as I speak. So here I come along. Someone he cannot master or slay. And if you're with me voluntarily, because I'm not supposed to make you either. Voluntarily, if you're with me voluntarily, then I also stop him from slaying you. Or if he's already slain you, I bring you back from death. That makes sense? Well, that's what's happening. That's what I'm doing daily. It's gotten to a point now where the tension has become so increased that I can hardly sleep. And what's on my mind before I go to sleep won't allow me to have a peaceful sleep. Even in the sleep, I'm thinking up solutions. I already got it before I go to sleep. But however, my dilemma is that I got the answer. However, the answer is for somebody else, and they won't take it. However, they're constantly praying, begging, jumping up and down, calling my name in their sleep. Allahu Akbar, Jesus Christ. In prayers. Save me. Help me. Get this man off me. Help me to get this home. Help me to get this business started. Constantly calling. Constantly. I got the answer. I got it. I know it works. Because I tried it first. When I go to offer it, it's rejected. And even those that come and say, yes, I think this is a good idea, I'll participate in that. This looks like it'll work. You come and then you leave. Partially. So I see you at every site that you are. When I come around, I see you. Or I hear about you. You're still present. However, your actions don't match your presence. So you're half there. What was that song? That your body's here, but your mind's on the other side of town? Because when you come, you think, well, this is the same thing I've been doing. It is not. It might be the same thing, but not the same purpose. You're not going to get, $2,000 at the end of the month. What you receive at the end of the month is immeasurable. I have a granddaughter, the king's daughter. She called me I think it was the day before yesterday, and she said, Granddaddy, I graduated from the university, our university. So I said, that's very good. What you going to do now? She said, well, I want to go into the science. I said, well, what do you want to do? She said, I want to learn about the fuel for these engines, and I want to learn about the water. I want to really get into that. I said, really? She said, yes, sir, man. I said, that excites me. So she told me about the show that they went to and everything. And just in her voice, I could hear it was very exciting to her. I don't think she was about 16 or something like that. To be excited at that age, can you imagine being with God? Where is the boundary? Ain't no boundary for her. And don't tell me we don't need different engines. We don't need different fuel. So I told her, I said, look, baby, go for it. Granddad is backing you. Because we need a different type of energy so we can quit paying this white man. He's killing us. Just on the utility bills. So hurry. She said, I got it, Granddad. I'm off and running. I said, well, Granddad's going to try to run and get some money to make sure that I have enough to support research. And I'm not worried about whether anybody will come up with a solution. I already got it. However, I'm not giving it to nobody that's not asking for it genuinely. So when you go to bed, you genuinely want it. When you wake up, I got it. Now we just have to get the necessary apparatus to put it together so we can benefit from it. And whatever they come up with, we can utilize it. Because we are not in competition with white folks. We're not making fuel to try to put it on the market. No, we ain't doing that. We're not going to try to clean the water up so everybody and the enemy can drink good water. White folks know how to clean the water. They know how to do that. I want to do it for us. So when white folks say, well, look, don't come to our store. Oh, okay. I was wondering when you were going to tell us not to come. We're not selling you all no more automobiles. Okay. Matter of fact, we're cutting off the electric going to your house. Fine. Cut it off. Because we got our own. That's wonderful. And to live at this day and time for the purpose of bringing in new. The new. Listen to this now. Listen. You listening, Nigel? If nothing of this world is to be left here for our service, then what must be done if you still won't be here? And if the God of this time is not the God of the old, what must he be? He got to be new. And if he's new and nothing of the old interests him, what has he got to do? He's got to share the new parts of himself with those that want it. And make what the book reads, he made all things new. He made all things new. If we got into 5%ers, it does not say we and us. He made all things new. So that means I'm standing before you as a new individual. I'm not filled with the new. I am new. You get the difference? I don't have the new. I am the new. Making sense? So if I'm ever going to be happy here on this planet or inside of it, for me to be happy, I'm going to have to see myself over and over and over and over. That make sense? I'm going to have to see myself. And I can't see myself if I continue to perpetuate The thinking of this world just is not going to work. And those of you that were with the messenger, right today, you are not happy. You're not happy with the world. You may be happy with the messenger and what he did. But where do you come in? Where do you fit? What makes the messenger any better than you? You know, when we stood him up and made him the messenger, the ones that were studying under Master Farad Muhammad, they wanted to be the messenger. So when Master Farad Muhammad asked, said, well, who will you accept to be the leader in my absence? They picked certain one. Then he said, well, would you accept the one that I accept? Did I choose? They said, yes. So he picked Elijah. They all turned on him. After they said yes, so they must have been liars. You get it? All right, I'm going to open up the floor. And I would like for you all that are visitors here, I'm truly the visitor, I guess. However, those of you that is first seeing me or being able to speak with me, ask whatever you want to ask. Whatever you want to ask it. The only thing I require of you is to be respectful. That's all. That's all. If you come with a fight, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. If you come inquisitive, come with a question, even an intelligent comment that corresponds with what was already been shared with you, that's acceptable. And another thing, I am not to be taught. If you are able to teach me, I am not Allah. I will listen. And it don't mean that some things that you may say that I won't be pleased with. Because it's very possible you say some things that I'm not thinking about. And I'm glad you said it, because it's a pleasant thought. But it don't mean that you taught me. Usually, when we have quite a few brothers from other camps, especially from the ministers' camp, when they have an opportunity to speak to me, they want to teach me about a half hour before I can say anything. That don't make sense, does it? Because I don't see any place where they have invited me as a student for me to come and sit and listen and be taught by them. And if I am Allah, what could you teach me? And if I'm not Allah, there's no way I could communicate with you the way I am now and have been. You just don't think like this. If you listen carefully, you will not find Satan intertwined in what I'm sharing with you. He is not a partner with me in this. He's not a partner. He is most certainly recognized because of him, I'm catching hell from you all that don't know me but know him. So the only way you can relate to me is the way he's taught you. You may say, well, Satan didn't teach me anything. He did. He may have never came and said anything to you, which that's impossible. Talking to you right now, maybe you just don't know it's him. So the only thing that you can share with me is his view of me. So what you're doing when you do that, you're resounding what Satan would say if he would stand up in front of me, which he never does. He always comes from behind me. Now you that are righteous, he come in front of you, side of you, left of you, behind you, under you, over you. However, me, he never comes face to face. Never, never. I invite him all the time. He just won't do it. I wonder why. So are you ready? All right, what I have said, to sum it up, those of you that's already with me, I'm not blaming you. However, your participation in serving of the idea must be more thorough, more divine, and more will placed on that than what you're doing. Do not be partway, halfway, or any fraction of it. I know you're going to have a certain amount. However, that's where I come in. I come to relieve you of the part that you can't relieve yourself of. And I don't have to show up personally. All you have to do is be willing to do it for real. For real. You got it? All right. Now, if there's any question, because I know this usually baffles people, and most of the time it stops people from even coming out to hear. When they say, well, Royall, Allah in person, please. I ain't even going to see the nigger. Right away, he got to be crazy, so I ain't got time to listen to no crazy man. So that usually traps people up a lot. If it said Royall, the lover of the messenger, master of the message, this place wouldn't be big enough. Of course, 95% of the people will come to challenge me, how much have you mastered of the message? And I said, well, the message says so-and-so. Well, no, he didn't. On page so-and-so and so-and-so, paragraph so-and-so, and, sentence so-and-so, he said so-and-so and so. So we'd be all year arguing about what the messenger said. I don't have to do that because I don't want to told him. I wasn't in this particular body, but I'm the one that told him. So I don't have to quote it. I gave it to him, said, look, tell them. You go tell them. And because when you finish, if you do it right, you don't have to worry about nothing. You're going to be with me. With me. You're going to be with me. You see why I retract that statement. Now, that's not written, is it? You can't find it where he retracted it. He said it, but he never did say he retracted it. So now those of you that's really die-hard followers of the message and the messenger, I don't believe him. He messed up there. There's many things that the messenger and I said to each other that wasn't said. Remember? He said about the sun. I told him, I said, if you ask me about that one more time, I'm going to go away. Then he said, I must have thought about it. Came back and told him just a little bit, but he never did tell you what the little bit was. Did he? Well, if you want to, you can ask me anything about the sun you want. I'll tell you what I told him and tell you something I didn't tell him. I mean, that's up to you. I am who I am. And I want you to be yourself. And the only way you can be yourself is that you got to change your thinking. Because as a man thinketh, so is he. And if you're thinking white, you look black, but you're white. And anything that comes to you other than white, regardless of what color it is, you're going to oppose it. You're going to tell me how to make $1. You're going to tell me where I'm going wrong. You're going to tell me how I'm going to fail. It's imminent. You're going to tell me how that I can't get the black man. It's impossible. That's what you're going to tell me. And the sisters, you're going to tell me, ain't no way. If my man even looks like he coming this way, I'm going to snatch him out. Because he done told me how much he loved me. You don't think so, do you? I'm telling you because I face it every second. Not every day, like once a day. Every second. Can you imagine that? Imagine means you put an image up. Can you actually place an image where it can justify what you're hearing? Can you imagine that every second? Tick-tock. Let me tell you how it's done. When you have something in motion and it don't make no progress. And if it starts to sinking, if you have somebody that says, yes, Father, I'm with you, I love you, I'll never leave you, and they leave. Now you got to look and say, well, what happened that made them leave? What did Satan offer them? And until you find the answer, the pressure is there. It's there because that has to be justified. Was it something I did? Did I say something? Did I run them away? Now, if it was just one person, that may be just a question for that one person. When there's many, and it's done over and over, and you have a business or your classroom, and one day it does $2,000. And the ones that's working there, they jumped up, they're so happy, they just jumping up, boy, we did it. And the next day, they do 500. And they don't say nothing. Say, what happened? Well, I don't know. That's every second. What happened? What made it go from 2 to 5? Why would they do that? And how long is the black man is going to be so crazy that he cannot see that Minister Lewis is being chastised by me? What else do I have to do to him? What else do I have to do to his followers? What? Am I to be denied? No. Should I give him more time? That's a constant. So you see, every second. Every second. We got things going over in Africa. The white man went over and said, no, stay away from them. If you do so and so with them, we cutting you off here. We told them, hey, let them cut you off. We'll take care of that. They begin to now start saying, well, yeah, we see. Because we're going to do for them the same way the white man did to us. Made us fund our own slavery. Yeah, he brought you over here, made you work for nothing. Gave you the slop that he said the hogs, and then gave you the hog. He wouldn't let you get the center cut pork chops. Made you eat the chitlins, his ears, snout. You don't think so? And all the money that you make, he make you come right back and give it to him. And he set up things to make sure you can't never get away from it. So you fund it. So we're going to do the same thing with our brothers overseas. They got the wealth. They got it. They won't let white folks have so much of it. And white folks won't let them take and do nothing for them. So they can let us have it. And we'll take it and put it right back into them. So let them fund their own rise. We got the knowledge, they got the wealth. And we've already started. So it ain't something that, well, we got to get going. We got to introduce ourselves. No. It was so definite. It's been 2 years ago now almost. It was so definite that we moved out on it right away. Then here come Bobo. He started throwing stones and blocks and everything, but we didn't go away. We didn't run away. They started a coup right where we were at. But we done moved over to 4 or 5 other places. The time they started the coup, we couldn't go back. The coup calmed down. We went back. The people grabbed us, hugged us, kissed us. Said, "Oh my God, we thought you wasn't coming back." You know, my parents or the people was on us to make sure we go ahead and sell the land that you all got. Said y'all wasn't coming back. We didn't do it because we knew it was divine. We knew God was with this. That's right. You see? So we got it going. However, look how many people from Cleveland came. They will never know it because I don't put no newspaper out. I don't have nobody standing on the corner trying to chase the car down to give them a newspaper or sell it. I'm not going to do that. We're not on TV, on no real channel. We've been in the newspaper, but I was being cursed out. Yes, literally cursed out. And you know what? The people read it could relate to that. Yep, I knew it. I knew something had to be wrong. They never checked. I got a post coming out, probably not this Monday, next Monday. It's titled, "Wolves in Sheep's Clothing." Make sure you read that. It's on the net. It's on the net. I might even put it up on Jason. Firecon Factor. You need to read it. So every second, I'm pressured all the time, just like you are sitting on them hard seats. You know, you can half hear me because you're trying to, which way can I move it? You got it? So if you're going to be. If you're not going to be, get on away from us. This is the advantage of being Allah. If not but one show up, that's enough for me. If not but one, just one, that's enough. Because I got something to start with. 1 and 1. We're going to make 3. It started off that way before. White folks said Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve. All right, I'm going to open the floor up. This is not a threat. So if you say, yes, I want to be a part of this, I accept it, and you come on your word. We have two things in the lesson that is required that you do. We have a student enrollment that you study, and we have the general orders. The student enrollment is the idea of this. When you read this, you're not required to recite anything else other than that. And it's recited because we want to know, and you don't read it, you have to recite it. We want to see if you actually looked at it long enough to memorize it or to know it. And once you know it, the idea is the student enrollment. The laws that goes along with it to make sure we are successful is the general orders. Those two things. If you got them and go by it the way it should be followed or adhered, we will be successful. If you're not going to do that, and you want to just come and try and look at it and see, do that by just coming to one of the businesses, purchasing something. Talk to some of the members. See if it's for real or not. And if you are convinced that it is real and you want to be a part of it, well, if you're going to be a part, be all the way. If you're going to be a part-timer, what they call part-timer, you're working on a job, and you come to class when you can, and you participate when you can. If I was doing that, this is the way I would do it, or this is the way it should be done. Since most of the things that we have in operation is not producing the finance to take care of itself, although it is needed, like a baby. They can't change itself. And when it first comes out, the mother even have to place the baby and place the nipple in the baby's mouth until the baby finds out where it is. As it grows, it gets more and more independent. Now she don't have to place it, and it finds it itself. Then after a while, after a few years or a year, whatever it is, it starts going to the potty. Then after that, it starts changing itself. Coming with a nation the way we're doing, the principles is the same. It's no different. So if you're going to work on a job, then everything that you have that you can afford to place with this, place it. If you're making $2,000 a week or $2,000 a month, and if it's costing you $1,000 to live, then you ought to give a good $500, $800. If you want to keep the other $200 just in case, I mean, I wouldn't, but if that's what you want to do. But if you're with me, in case of what? In case you're going to be too happy? I did it. When I heard the message, I was driving long distance trucks making buku money. Pockets just full. And I said, you mean to tell me this man is talking to this and got this going? He got all my money. Matter of fact, I'm trying to give the job up. Because he got something going, the same thing what I'm doing. I'm going to drive for him. That's what I did. Old Jew man, he said, Roy, you can't leave me now. You can't leave me. Why not? I mean, what I'm going to do? I'm going to mess you. I met nobody like you. I said, I know that. I got to go. You going to be back? I said, oh, I will. Yeah, you'll be back. I said, well, thanks. I know I got some place to come to if I'm going to be back. However, in the meantime, I brought a man to take my place. Black man. He'll take the place for me. Well, I don't want him. I said, well, I don't want to leave you just high and dry. So I brought a man. He can do the same thing I do. Might not be as good, but he'll do it. I booked. And here I am. Full-time pressure. Constantly, every second. So who wants to talk to me? All right. You can go ahead and speak. Those of you that have not talked or whatnot, you got something on your mind, question, you sure? Talk to me before we leave. I want to talk to you. Yes, ma'am. Welcome, salam.
I have a few questions about the sun.
Yes, ma'am.
My first question is, when it's shared about the entities going back to the sun while they're resting, is that the same with your entity when you rest?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't go to the sun. I got too much work here. And plus, the sun is not my home. That is not my home. That's you all's home.
Yes, sir.
I got to make another sun. If I actually leave and I'm not doing anything in the way of bringing anything alive for you all, I go to my universe, what I am constructing now. It's not finished. I got some planets that's already started, and I got to kind of nourish them. So when I leave, if I'm actually going to leave, that's where I go. The sun, I don't go there because it's not my home unless I'm invited. I'm created. I'm a created God. I'm created. I'm not made. I'm not chosen. I mean, I didn't wake up and say, oh, I'm God. This entity inside this flesh actually self-created itself like the original God created himself in darkness. I created myself in the light. However, nothing here belongs to me. Nothing. You don't belong to me. That's why it says, I chose you. Allah chose you, black man. If you were mine, I can't choose what's already mine. So nothing belongs to me. I'm here doing a favor for the original Allah that created himself in the darkness. So if I go someplace, I cannot go to the sun unless I'm invited or unless there is something that requires my type of power. If that answers the question.
Yes, sir. May I ask another question about the sun?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. When it's shared about the entities made a promise to be with you or to be about magnifying the idea when they got to Earth, how do the entities communicate, or how did the entities communicate to get the duty within the sun?
Well, when I was there, and even after I had left, the whole schematic was placed up. Like, just say this is the board, like we have here the flag. Well, if you could read it, in this whole thing, what it represents is the schematic of what's supposed to take place. Now, you are there watching it. Now, there are certain individuals or entities that's required to make certain things happen in this. So since you see it, you say, well, I would like to do that. Yes, well, that's what yes, that's a promise. Yes, I'll do that. When it's time for me to come, that's what I'll do. That's how it's done. To make sure that what is done right. Everybody that comes has to volunteer to come to do that particular thing. If I make them do it, they may not do it right. And if they do it right because I made them, then they have tied me up because they didn't do it. I did it in them. Just like Master Farah Muhammad. He didn't raise Elijah up. The only thing Master Farah Muhammad did was allow me to enter into him and carry out. Matter of fact, the only thing was his voice and his body. Everything else I did. You see? So if he agreed, he didn't oppose me. If I made him, well then many things I would try to do, he would oppose me. And that would it would take more time. I'll still get it done, but it would take more time. Just like Minister Lewis. Farrakhan didn't oppose me. The man spoke with fire. He spoke with authority. He spoke the truth. Then when it got time for him, the actual Lewis, to actually see what Farrakhan had done, so he could reap and come into the same kind of power and reap that kind of reward now and future, he rejected it. And look at it. Look at it. Because I told him, I said, you're going to make that call. He made a statement, he'll die first and go to hell. And that's what it looks like he's trying to do. But he can't die. He prays to die. Oh, Allah, if you would just take me. I said, no, I ain't taking you. I'm not taking you to no place. You're going to do what I said. But you see, as long as he's holding out, then the ones that could be and should be already in this is not doing it. They're swearing up and down, he's the man. He is not the man. He's a man and a rascal at that. You see? I don't punish nobody like that I'm in love with or that loves me. I don't even punish white folk that love me like that. There's one little Caucasian that comes on. He's a preacher. I think his name is Jesse Duplantis. Caucasian preacher. Very successful. And I helped him make him that because I like what he said. I like what he does. I mean, I ain't going to go and let him know I'm doing it. But as long as he's saying what he's saying and how he's saying it, I help him. He's good for his people and real good for ours. I'm not a hateful God. I'm just God that's going, determined to be God. I don't hate white folk. Matter of fact, I don't hate nobody. Because I got the power to make you do what I want you to do. I can dislike you, but I don't hate you. Something else?
Yes, sir. Only two more questions about the sun. We share why the sun is yellow and if the sun has a center.
Why is it yellow?
Yes, sir. Or the colors. Excuse me.
The colors come from looking through this atmosphere. The sun is not yellow. It's not yellow at all. And what you say about in the core of it, what?
Does it have a center?
Yes, ma'am. Most certainly does. Let me show you something, if I may, just by the flag here. The whole background represents the sun, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, you have 4 seasons. Fall, winter, spring, summer, right? Or imagine this is the sun. Not just this big red. Just imagine this, where the whole thing is the sun. In the center, you have a circle where the 13th tribe live. In the center. Now, on the outside, for each season, it almost looks like a slice of pie because it's round, so it's got to come in this way, this way, this way. 4 of them. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Now, because it's like in a wedge shape, each wedge has 3 major houses in the wedge. And the third one touches the sun, or the center, the core, or the 13th tribe. In other words, you got 4 threes is 12, plus the center one is 13. The one that everybody's been missing. Right? So this center one gives instructions to all of the other tribes or seasons. That's why they ask you, when were you born? So they can tell you what kind of power you was born under or in. Where was the planets lined up? What ushered you in? All of that has meaning, and it all comes from here. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
So the center of it is where you find the Supreme Being himself in his pure spiritual form. And those that are with him, they are the ones that give direction, purpose, aim, and vision to the other 12. And so when the entities in these particular places are dispatched to the different planets, they're dispatched from there and they go to their planets to achieve a particular thing because they come already with that mind of what they're coming to do.
Yes, sir.
Some go to Pluto, some go to other star systems. However, the main pronounced one now is Earth.
Yes, sir.
So we got to get it together here because here's where we're waging the battle between Satan and God himself. This has never been done before. Never been done. And this is the final battle. Final. After this one, there won't be no such thing as war or battles of no sort. Not at all. And this is why in the message, the messenger let us know. Like he said, I told him to tell him. He said, tell him, Elijah. See, this God will take you up on a ladder and remove the realms. So when he gets you up, you can't come back down. He gets you up so high you can't even lie. You can't even think of a lie. That's what this God is going to do. And this God, you're looking at it. You see? So this final battle, like I say, every second I have it on me. And we have people that come with me and say, call me, because I'm very accessible. I don't determine who's going to call me, who's not. Well, I don't like him, so if he calls for audience, tell him, no, I don't do that. Sometimes some people call me, I already know what they're going to say. I'm not really in the frame of dealing with it. However, they call. So I may grit my tooth and take the call. Take the call, and whatever they ask of me, I answer it. At least I know they were helping. Now, what are they going to do with it? They still got the choice to do something with it, but don't do nothing. It's their choice. You see? However, there's a time period on this. It's not going to just keep being this way. It's not going to keep being this way. You should be able to feel it. If you don't feel it by now, wait until about August. All of you all that don't believe I'm alive, you're going to feel it. You still might not be saying, well, I feel it, but it ain't. You might be saying, well, I feel it, but it ain't him. All you got to do is remember a couple words I said. You can say, well, I was wrong. It is him. That was the time the messenger said, every day Allah puts into the atmosphere a new thought. Well, I'd much rather you pick up on the ones I've already put out so you can feel it. You got to know that God is here and it's my time. My time don't depend on you accepting me or not. That don't have nothing to do with it. All of y'all can say, look, I don't want nothing to do with you. As far as I'm concerned, you can go to hell. Well, I thought I was already here. You can't get no deeper in hell than this. This is hell. And I have visited hell to the core of it. And I came after the sheep, the lamb that was lost, carried into hell and swallowed up. God himself had to come and get you out. Nobody else can get you out, because you know why? Because God got you. The God of unrighteousness, the evil one, the other God. Like you said, I'll do it one way or the other. That other is the other God. And he got you. So nothing or no one less than God can come and get you and actually get you. Yes, sir.
I want to welcome you to Cleveland. I'm looking at the star. What is the purpose of the 7 points to that star? Why did you increase it 2 points? And will it be other points added to the star in the near future?
Oh, yes, sir. Most definitely it'll be more added. What's going to happen is this. It's going to be so many points added to the star, it's going to be completely round. As long as there are points, it means it's fractions. As long as you're fractionalized, you can be conquered. Now, the reason why we went from 5 to 7, each point represents a degree of knowledge. To be able to judge, not just any old knowledge. Knowledge where you can judge a thing or judge a particular person and their behavior, a particular idea and its foundation. White folks operate under 5, halfway between 9, justice. That's why the star represents, you have freedom, justice, and equality. Justice, you can't judge unless you have knowledge. So it's like this, the Masons go 33, was it 33 and a third or something like that? That lets you know how much knowledge they got. Now the judge, man or life itself, according to spiritually whatnot, the points let you know how wise the person is. So the world in general operates on a 5-point star. The man that claims that he is God's chosen people operate on a 6-point star. The Star of David, he calls it. The Jew. So I got to come one better than him because I'm wiser than him. So we added another. Since my number is 7, we're on the 7th planet, 3rd from the sun. So starting off with me, I'm starting off 7. The number of the new God, me, is 7. Because this is the planet that where I will become known as Allah's Allah. So I have to start off on a higher degree than what already exists. Now you may have some police departments, I see sometimes they got 8, 9 points on their stars. That's police department. That's not running a government which governs the behavior of people. You see? If that answers the question. Yes, sir. You can stand right there. Just give me the mic. Just hand me the mic.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Wa alaikum salam.
It's an honor seeing you again. However, I'm from Louisiana. I was under the Minister Alexander. However, I spoke with you a few years back, and I asked a few questions about letting Satan bring me back to 0. And you shared a few things with me. However, I understand we're in the state of Ohio, which, if I recall right, you said it was oh so high. This is where the fire is supposed to take place. My question is, how did I end up back here instead of not being back in the South where the rulers supposed to rule?
Well, you still got a little time. And there are many things that has to be done before the final of anything takes place. Everything must be justified. There may be some things that you have to do here for someone else, even for yourself, before you return. Sometimes it's good to go away and understand what you've learned and go back with the understanding. And it's like you're seeing a whole different person. You stay in one place and learn a lot, learn it, but you don't understand it. You know, because you learned a lot, like a lot of brothers that be with the messenger said that they the first, they can quote the lessons back and forth, whatnot. You say, man, boy, they got it. But ask them, now, what does that mean? In other words, they had a photogenic memory. However, you take a brother that learned just a couple of lessons, and he understands it, and he understood it, and that leads him to everything else. In other words, after you understand 3 or 4 things, you don't have to go to nobody else, unless you're in a hurry. If you're in a hurry, then you go and say, well, look, what does this mean? I don't understand it. If they know, they tell you. However, if you give yourself the necessary time because of what you understand, if it's in order, what you understand, if you really understand it in a natural way, whatever anything else come up, all you got to do is apply that same principle and understand, because everything relates. Everything relates. It's just how you will use it to get to it and say, I got it, and nobody told you. That's when you know you're God. And that's when you start taking on the responsibility to be very careful not to insult nature. Because nature now has allowed you to arrive at a situation or a destination or a conclusion without some interference from someone else's thinking. That's a wonderful feeling.
Yes, sir. I have a couple questions.
Yes, sir.
The first one is the Christians in the Bible, however, about the pork and the swine in the scripture, so far as Moses, the Old Testament. I won't get clarity on the Old and New Testament of the Bible, so far as, like, I talked to a few sisters or brothers, or shall I say, of the Christian faith, so far as like I say, well, what's the difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament? When they say in the Old Testament, say, do not eat the swine, don't eat the double hoof, and in the New, they say, well, you know, in the New Testament, Jesus say this: as long as you pray over the food first, is acceptable. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, yes, sir. First place, the Bible is wrote by the devil. So he most certainly going to be himself and lie. He just can't help himself. He just going to have to do it. However, the Bible is a story about us. It's just that the man that told it included himself in it in a way where he's part of the righteous also. So that's the part that confuses everybody. You know, the Bible he wrote it in such a way like everybody can be righteous. You know, everybody's a sinner, and then if you live right and do the best you can, then, you know, you be forgiven for your sin, and you ascend to heaven when you die. However, in reality, the white man, the pork, pig, Mr. Oinky, is made for him also. He was made to eat the dead, to keep down the germs. And this was done in Germany, in the hills and caves there. And there were so many germs when we made the hog, and the scientists came back and said, look, you got to do something. It wasn't Moses, he was named Moosall. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Went back and told him, said, look, you got to do something there. That's a place of many germs. So they call it Germany. However, he went up there and ate up them dead white folks where they wouldn't burn themselves and whatnot. By them being so weak and wicked, things always gravitate to itself if it's going to live in peace. So, for his own weak and wicked self, it was advised for him to eat the pig, at least 3 ounces a day. It will work for him like medicine. But if you eat it, it'll be a poison. So yes, he put in there, in the beginning, no, don't eat it. That's when he won't tell the truth, because he was talking to us, not about him. Then when he gets to the New Testament, he includes himself even more. Oh, just pray over it. Yes, he should thank God for giving him that medicine. So yes, pray and thank God. But not us. So we have to know who is being talked to and who is doing the talking. That's the whole trick about the Bible. That's why it's got everybody so tied up. It's got truth in it. It says, man, I know this is truth. I can feel it. I got this feeling, I know. And when you go to move out on the feeling, only thing happens, you get your feelings hurt. Because you don't never come to no conclusion with it. It don't never lead you to, that's it. I don't have to go no further, that is it. Don't do that.
Yes, sir. However, my second question is the war in the East. And I would like your perception of the war and how will it affect us over here in America, and will we prosper from it or perish?
Yes, sir. The only prosper that will be recognized in this country will be from us. No one else is going to prosper, period, from the war or not from the war. We're going to prosper from it. We've already taken a blow because of it, and the war has been going on for some time, and it has not stopped. However, if you take a real close look at who's actually being killed, 95%, 98% is Caucasian. And we'll have to say this. Those of you that have children, especially the mothers, that are most merciful, most lenient with their children, and you keep telling them, look, don't do so-and-so, don't do so-and-so, or do so-and-so, or do this, and they don't do it. Then you tell them, look, if you don't make that bed up, I'm spanking you behind. Plus, you're going to have to go to bed and don't see no TV. And you might not eat. And the child will be saying, oh, she done went and lost her mind. I can't eat. And I can be able to look at the TV and go to bed early too. Oh, please. So they get up next day. They don't make it up. Now, the parent is faced with a dilemma. They really don't want to spank the child. They don't want to do that because they know it's going to hurt. But then, they don't want to be a liar either. I done told them if I don't do it, I'm going to be in sure enough trouble. Because the next time they're going to do something worse and throw it up in my face, I might have to kill them instead of hurting them. It ain't no different with this. Yes, I'm Allah. We done told these people, we done sent them prophets, we done sent them scripts, scrolls, you name it, we done sent it. And the last one we sent, really divine sent, was Jesus. The last one for them we raised up, or we really didn't raise it, we sent a message through him, Prophet Muhammad. Ain't none of them did it. Nobody did the instructions or following instructions. What was sent to them? Nobody. So to keep from being a liar, I got to do what I said. Said, I will take you out. And for you, black man, I will destroy nations. Nations. Where the confusion may come in is I didn't say how. This is so simple. It's so simple, it's almost unbelievable. That's why it's written that we're going to take this, and it will be as easy as taking candy from a baby. Just that easy. But you got to really be with it. Remember, I come to take you out from this country under the foot of this man with great substance, and at the same time judge this man that had you on his foot. Can't nobody else do that but me. We're not allowing Germany, Russia, Kuwait, Iraq, or any other countries come here to do anything to this country because you're here. However, you were the last one to get the message. And we said to you, in that last book in the Old Testament, just before that great and dreadful day, I will send you Elijah, and his duty is to turn the hearts of the children back to the fathers, fathers back to the children, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. That's before me coming. And then when I actually come, the people that he came and to give the message to, I come to take you out with great substance. Not take you out and then you get the substance. Take you out with it. You see? So that's what I'm attempting to do now. Take you out with it. However, I've got to get you thinking right. So when the substance is given to you, you don't go and give it back to the enemy. You see, we come up like the black man come up with the electrolyte. He doesn't come up with everything. Well, look who he gave it to. Now we coming up with the new God, new ideas, everything new. So what am I supposed to do? Allow you all to do this without changing your thinking. Just give you the ideas, give you the solution, and don't give you the idea about where you're supposed to do with it. How it's supposed to serve you. What do you think you're going to go give it right back to white folk? And this knowledge, Jesus already prayed, thank you, Father, for not sharing this knowledge with the prudent one, the proud man. Caucasian. So yes, sir, we are going to benefit immensely from this. Because it's not whites fighting blacks that way. You see?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father. It's a wonderful time seeing you and being here in Cleveland. You know, I think they need it. Okay?
Yeah, make the best of it. Walaikum salam. Make the best of it. If you all want to stand up over those chairs, I mean, I understand. I don't think you're going to attack me. If you want to stand up, stand up. Yeah, everything's for real. Everything's for real. I'm a real God. You're not insulting me. You stand up, you say, oh, I'm hurting. You might be calling me in a chair. Oh, Father, hurry up and finish. We got any other questions? Yes, sir.
Well, I don't have a question, but if I may
Yes,
bear witness, when you were in Cincinnati speaking with us, you shared that you're going to destroy a small city, and that did occur. Also, as the tornadoes were forming, I was talking to my son in heaven, and I could hear the brothers ecstatic because they were saying, look at that one, there's another one. And so they were forming there, and they were going to their target. So I just wanted to bear witness, Father, that you are Allah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I wasn't going to let it come through heaven and tear that up. We just got 2 or 3 nails, put together on the boards, and we want to get several more, right? We'll let it go around. That's why, that's why it's like taking candy from a baby. If you got any lumber trees on your land of any amount, you can get a good buck for it now. Because they don't have the lumber to replace everything that's being tore up. They don't have no trees. You don't even think of that, do you? Figure, well, you hear white folks, well, I lost everything, but I'm going to rebuild. Then you go down to the lumber company and say, well, look, I want to rebuild. They say, well, We've got a back order for a year. What do you mean a back order? We don't cut down all the trees. What we didn't cut down, the fire burned them up. You know, the forest fires. Then your God come along and tore up the rest of it. You know, what we'd already had built, he tore that up. So we don't have the lumber to rebuild. You didn't think of that, did you? So yes, sir. Taking candy from a baby. The heart got the candy, but you won't take it. You know, I certainly appreciate, you know, I thought about it. I said, well, the bus is coming. Matter of fact, I knew you came because I passed you. However, this is what happens though. Those of you that constantly see me, talk to me, listen to the tapes, to you, while you're doing it, you might feel good so forth. However, it's speaking to the real you. And then when you come up on people that don't know, it's like you almost don't know how to talk to them. Then they look at you and say, well, you're crazy. You say to myself, boy, if you only knew. You know, it's producing a void. It's producing a gap. You know, you all follow me around. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, I do appreciate it. At least I ain't lonely. You know. However, just by doing that, just by hearing it, it makes you that much wiser. It gives you more understanding of what you already know. It puts you in a perpetual river of motion, of thoughts and ideas and solutions and activity. That's what it does. And everybody that's not doing that, they're stagnant. They're going around in a circle like a dog chasing his tail. Anybody ever seen that? Some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about. You never seen a dog chase his tail? You know why he does it? Don't know why, huh? Okay, when you ask me, I'll tell you. You know, and the same thing is happening in the nation of Islam and other nations, so to say, except this one. And in Christianity, it's the same principle as the dog chasing his tail. Can you imagine what happened to the dog if he caught it? He gonna bite it. Well, what's making him chase it, he's got worms. He's got worms in his intestines. And it feels like it's right at the end of his rectum. So if he could just get them out, so if he could just turn and just bite it and get it out. And you see him running around for a certain period of time, he can't catch it, he'll lay down and drag himself. He got worms. So the same thing with the pig. They got a trichinosis worm. Same thing with the Nation of Islam. They got a big worm, Louis. So they chasing in a circle, never getting no place. You see? And so finally, in the Nation of Islam, they're going to catch the big worm. They're going to catch Louis. I'm going to have to step in and say, look, he belongs to me. Get away from him. But Father, we want to kill him. That's not your place. If any killing be done, I'll do that. That's my place. I'm saying it very humorous, but I've said this a long time ago. I'm going to have to protect him from his own followers. Because the more and more that they see me and start to understand, and they know he knew all this time and never said nothing and kept them away from me, what would you do? We had a brother out in Los Angeles, California, and he found out, he said, I feel like killing him. It's on tape. He said, I feel like killing him. Now, you might feel like it, but you're not permitted to do that. You know, definitely it's too easy. I got something else. Now y'all know why dog chases tail, right? At least you say, well, you were told. If you think I'm telling other than the truth, go ask the dog. He understands you. Why you don't understand him? You say, Rover, come here. Tip, 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 tip. Sit down. Heel. Roll over. Well, let him tell you something. What? I mean, I don't say, what you want? So who's the smarter, you or the dog? Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
I guess I'm a little nervous. I have a question about when the women were made, the God that made the first woman or the women at that time, when he took the woman back to show the woman to the other gods, did all the gods make their own women, or did one?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
They participated in it. However, this is one trait that Allah has that is pronounced. He's a giver. Whatever he does it not just for himself, because himself is everybody that's righteous. So he want to make sure everybody that's righteous gets the same thing that he got, although he came up with it first. So naturally, he didn't take no women to the gods. They came to visit him because of his absence.
Yes, sir.
After he made the first woman, and it became a success, he just went buck wild. He said, wow, I don't want to share this. You know I'm being humorous, right? However, he did keep her for a period, if you measure by this time, something like 700 years. And the other gods and scientists and whatnot, they were very fond of the god.
Yes, sir.
So they start missing him. They said, well, look, let's go see what in the heck is he doing. Now, you got to remember, time then is not like it is now. Wasn't nobody in a hurry. Because most of everything that was being done was right. And when it's right, you're not in a hurry. If your living room is clean, your dishes is clean, everything is spick and span, you don't even have to get up early. You ain't in a hurry. But if you know I'm coming and visit you and got a half hour and the whole house is dirty, boy, you talk about scurrying. Might send your little child outside, look, we ain't ready yet. Go ahead and ask him 4 or 5 questions for time up. So back then, 700 years wasn't no long time. It's belonged to us because we're at the end of time, so everything's in a hurry. Time is up. At the end of time, God would come. At the end of time, time is up. So anything you're doing, everybody's in a hurry. Back then, they wasn't in a hurry. So 700 years wasn't a long time. However, it was long enough for them to start wondering, what is he doing?
Yes,
Then when one of them said, oh, man, what is this? He explained to him everything. You got one for us? Well, this is how I did it. So they went on and looked into it and whatnot, and just like they started making stars, they started making more women.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. I got a question for you all, though. Back then, the God was so pleased at what he had made because it was something that was live and living and that reflected him and something that he could go into spiritually, mentally, and physically. Pleasure. What happened today? Back then, God would kill for you. Today, God want to kill you. I mean, none of the guys here probably want to do that, but you go to jail and ask someone that's locked up for child support. They locked him up, took his license, want to make him pay child support. Or the ones that is on the job, he's making $300 a week, they take $275, leave him $25. He got to walk to work, had to sell his car. And while he's walking every step, kill her. Kill her. Kill her. You see? Another man got you. Another man has got you. I got quite a few sisters that has brought their children to the United Nations of Islam out in heaven. And we take care of them. Is that right, Reg? And when you go shopping for them, make sure they eat. And we don't see a dime from their father or mother sometimes. But the main thing is that the child shouldn't be cheated because their parents is not providing for them. All of us my children. The only thing I ask for them to be is be energetic. Be a child. Run and play. Be inquisitive. We fix it up where you don't hurt yourself too bad. We put some into the steps. We put a great big mat down there in case you fall down the steps. You fall on the mat. We understand. We don't get mad and say, look, that brother ain't getting no charity. Tell him he better get some charity or take his child back. We don't even look for the brother. We might call him, brother, when you coming in? We're not asking no money for his child. We had a brother from Africa call us on the 800 number. He spoke to Sister National. He wanted to know what would it cost for him to send his child over here and be educated by us. He would give us what we asked for per month. His wife works, makes pretty good money, and he works, makes pretty good money. And I think it was a daughter he wanted to send with us, and he wanted to know what would we charge. We told him, well, we don't have no particular thing that we charge. If you are able to give all you can give. Because the child needs everything. Toothpaste, toothbrush. And I think we even started making toothpaste, don't we? Almost. We on it, right? And we have to make a toothbrush. We're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do all of that. We're going to do it all. All of it. That's why Allah's called all in all. We're going to do it all. So that's why I'm saying, sisters, the things that's happening from you all towards the brothers. And the messenger made it clear in the message. He said, one day, the brothers are going to punish you. Allah's going to punish you for the way you treated the brothers. Now, we're not talking about treating the nigger, the male, the way you treating the black man and black brother, the way you all treat him, you're going to be punished for it. You shall not get away. You are not his maker. He is yours. And because he decided to give himself up for a while to make sure he rid the whole universe of negative, you're going to punish him for that. You run off with another man, not even your color. And you make love with him constantly all the time. And the poor brother is doing what he think he could do when you had the power to make white folks powerful. What makes you think you lost that power? Condoleezza Rice, right there with Bush, right by his side, holding him up. Yes, sir, Mr. President, you do so and so and so and so. And you'll be successful. So and so and so and so. How come she don't come and do it with us? How come you all won't do that with your man? Because you ain't had no man yet? Well, you're going to have one. We're going to see what you do. And a man is a man. You don't push him up in the corner and think, well, I got you up in the corner and I do what I want. No, you should have never pushed him in the corner. It'd been better if you left him out and slapped him around. But once you get him in the corner, you in a world of hurt. You better hope he ain't God, because it'll come up in him and he'll say, whoa, I didn't know I could do that. Man, Superman wasn't this powerful. For real. For real. The black man got some words that he has never used. He got some expressions that he's afraid to use because of the authority that comes with it. Sometimes the white man will corner him up like that and he'll come out with it. Not intentionally, it happens automatically, and the white man back up. He have 900 guns on. Got 500 brothers with him, his own brothers. They all back up. I'm telling you, black woman, the black man has got it. If he ever turn it on you, ain't nothing you can do about it. You can't call on nobody to save you. Because right then, that's it. That's the period. If you challenge it any further, then you're dead. Not just then. You will die over and over and over again. Yes, you'll come back into a regretful place because of what you did to the God. You don't have a right to do that. You don't have a right to do that. So however many times he said kill you, that's how many times you'll die. I don't know how many, you all, some of the older brothers may know about Mama's Mabley. I think she said she wanted to kill her husband, wanted a 9-room house and kill him in every room. The black man can do that. He can do that. He can give you 9 lives and kill you in every life. And the first life will be the best life you ever had. And that wouldn't be so good because you messed the black man up. So them other 8 you got coming, each one is worse than the other one. I'm telling you what really exists because it hasn't happened yet frequently. It has happened a couple of times, but it hasn't happened to the point where people know it. This is God. Even he can't change that. He might even say, well, I ain't going to be it. He still is. He just ain't being it. When he starts to be it, if you ain't ready, and you belong to him. White folks can't, you are his property. You're the only thing he owns. He don't own the air. He don't own the water. He don't own this building. He don't own the earth. He don't own that. If he owns it only through math and his ability to use math. That's the only reason. However, as far as actually owning some life form that he made, is you. Maybe I went too far. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
This is the 3rd week now I've seen you in a row. And,
Didn't it be too much, huh?
No, sir.
Okay.
It's definitely a good thing. The time that we're living in now, which is obvious to most of us, as far as everything seeming to fall apart, I still constantly see the Caucasian, if he's aware of the time.
Oh, yes, sir.
In the cities, I see him constantly building like there is nothing happening. He doesn't seem to be concerned about it. And I was wondering why.
Well, this is a ploy to take you to hell with them. If you want a person close to you, be busy and offer him part of your business job. In other words, it's written that in the last day, just before he's really taken out, he will be building like there's going to be no tomorrow. I mean, he's just getting it. And suddenly, boom, it's over with. Well, this is a ploy from him to keep your attention off of what's really happening. Yes, sir. Every road in America, he's working on it. Every little lot, he's building a home. He's digging a ditch. He's just busy, just building. It looks like, man, this man is really, he looks like he's going to be here for a while. That's deceiving. That's a ploy. That's a ploy. That's like the fish that got caught on the hook. He saw the worm, but he didn't see the hook. So the black man comes out, well, the war, it looked like the war is over with physically. So now we can get in it and get some overseas business with Iraq and America's over there, so we can deal with some American people. We can get some business. We totally overlooking me. Oh, he ain't doing nothing. I'm not. How many towns did I just destroy? Well, you say that after it happened. I mean, that's prophesied going to happen anyhow. Oh, well, that's true. I have to say what I'm going to do before I do it. However, who is saying and doing what I'm doing and saying that matches what happened? If I was up talking about white folks like the minister do, the Bush should never go down with a war and Allah going to take care of him. So forget that. I don't talk that. I'm talking for you. I'm talking what I'm doing, what I can do, and what you can do. And I'm doing it without your help, just to show you I'm God. You ain't helping, I still got it. It's small, but I got it. White folks are jumping up and down about it because they already know the time. So they want to, like the white man said, I want to latch on to this rising star. Talking about us. He wants to latch on to it. It's okay to latch. But I got the key. And the moment you go crazy, I'm going to unlock you from it. Let you fall. But that's why they're doing it. It's a ploy to make sure that they're not trying to do anything but white folk. Even the way they're talking about France. France is white. They talking about them like dogs. And France is talking about America like dogs. The only people that is concerned, the only thing that they're concerned about is you. And to make sure they know that their destiny is hell. Because it's written. They got the scripts. They got it. Their destination is hell. And what they want to do is make sure you go with them. So they can look back at me even from hell and laugh. Ha ha ha. I got all your people with me. That's all.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
have another question.
Yes, sir.
The movie The Matrix, is it actually a view into you and the idea? And if it is,
Well, yes, sir. The way they portray the Matrix, first place, let me explain to you what the God meaning of that is. It is a messy or sloppy use of math. A messy use of math. Instead of saying messy, they cloak and say matrix. But it's all math. Everything you've seen was numbers. Math. But the way it's being used, how you gonna get somebody, make them a battery? All the humans, they make batteries. If that ain't a messy use of math, they growing, the humans like that, and then liquefy them and put them in. The man that thought of that already know. He's telling you the truth. But he's doing it in a way where you're going to take it as entertainment. The wise man knows exactly what he's saying. Here is God using math to do the black man in all black countries that look like they'll help this black man. He's doing them in. He's liquefying them. They're useless. They're taking everything that they got from them and using it for themselves. So yes, sir, that's what they're doing. And they're showing it, and then, however, they show you the one that's capable of stopping it.
yes, sir.
Changing it. One.
Yes, sir. In addition, that goes along with that question is, how did the people, whoever got the knowledge that sees that, how does it end up in the producer's hands to actually produce the movie?
Well, they look at everything mathematically, meaning money. How many millions and billions they can make off this idea. So they got all of the equipment. They got all of the wherewithal. They got all of the actors and actresses to act. However, they are all under the same idea, whether consciously or subconsciously. The ones that subconsciously and don't think that it's got no real message to it, they're doing it for the money. But the man that really knows what's happening, they'll use that person. So that's what's taking place. This is a real war between ideas. I'm the fulfillment of the idea of perfection. The white man is the fulfillment of the idea of error. There's another black man is the fulfillment of the idea of wrong. You ought to get it later on.
I have one more question.
Yes, sir.
I hope this doesn't sound silly, but it's something that always
You
ponders
the best
on my
question.
thoughts. Yes, sir. Like when you're out in the community, whenever you're dialoguing, like going to the barber shop or anything that you may do on a regular basis, do you share with people that you come in contact with, like people that you might see more than once, that may be a little familiar with you, not just everybody on the street, but someone you may frequent with, like going to the store that you may go to or your barber shop or something? Do you tell these people who you are, and if you don't, why?
No, sir, I don't tell them. Because first place, they're not going to believe it. And it would probably hinder a reasonable friendship. they all tell me there's something different about you. But I never tell them what it is. They'll tell me that, they see me come in. The first time I go to the barbershop, I go to one that my wife carried my son to, and I do have a son. So she tried to get his hair cut and did such a good job on it, so she made an appointment for me to go, since my hair wouldn't quit growing. When I walked in, everybody in the barbershop looked like, whoa, who is this? So what happens, their natural self recognizes it. Then their conscious mind cancels it out. They're just another man. But then they watch me the whole time. They may say a few things like, man, what do you think is going on? Well, the world's going to hell, isn't it? Yep, it sure is. Boy, it's sure time for God, church, attendance in church is really going up. And my pastor says something. They tell me all kinds of things. I disagree with them. Yeah, that's right. I did it one time. A brother was speaking so strong on the messenger, his teaching, and he was teaching real strong on Minister Farrakhan, how right he was, whatnot. I couldn't take no more. I said, hold up. I mean, as long as you were talking about the messenger, I could go with that. But all this other stuff you saying, Minister Farrakhan, it ain't, first place, it ain't Farrakhan. Well, how could you say that? And I started getting into it with him. I think we stayed there about another couple of hours after I got my hair cut. Everybody in the barbershop, because there's about 3 more barbers there cutting, they was listening, and one of them was a preacher. He was listening, I knew he was a preacher because I'd been there before, because he told me he was. But I didn't spare the horses. I went on, cut them loose on them. And ever since then, they would never say nothing else to me. He would talk, but he wanted to talk about something, and I go to answer, he didn't want to hear the answer. Because he thought in his mind I was against Minister Farrakhan. I ain't against nobody. I'm against wrong. And that don't mean a person. I'm against wrong. If you black and you wrong, I'm against you. If you white and right, I'm for you. If you black and right, I'm really for you. But I'm not against no person. Because you got a choice. So, no, sir. What I do when I go, I just, agree with them. They tell me, well, it's something about you. When I come in, I'm glad to see you. Where you been? I've been around. You don't need to tell them. So
makes a lot of sense.
Sir?
I said that makes a lot of sense.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I have one more question.
Yes,
I
sir.
would also like to add that my trip up today on the bus, which I thought my legs were going to be cramped up,
yes, sir.
Was a very, 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 very peaceful trip, man. I really, really enjoyed it.
Well, good.
And my last question is about the crop circles. If you can share anything on the crop circles that appear across the
Well, yes,
road.
sir. These circles is something like the pyramids. The present ruler has not figured out how they were made or put together, nor have they figured out how the crop circles are made. They got an idea. However, their machinery that they use cannot verify what's in their thinking. If they could see how much radiation comes from it, so whatnot, they could determine whether it's an engine or whether it's just the ship itself. They're operating on a very limited amount of knowledge. They are just beginning to go out in space, and at their beginning, now it's to their end. They done peaked, so they don't need to let them go out there and just lay around. We let you go out there. You don't blew yourself up 2 or 3 times going. So the knowledge that you got is very, very childish to the knowledge of the other life forms that's been here for eons. So those circles of so forth, whatnot, usually are the shapes of the spacecraft that either hover or land. And they do it sometimes purposely just to let them know here is another or more evidence of a knowledge greater than what you have. So whenever you decide to really go to war against the black man here in North America, which you know you ain't supposed to do, when you go, here's what you're going to have to deal with. Not only, are you listening, black man? Not only do we have our own spacecraft. All of the other star systems and galaxies has theirs. And they are waiting a command from us. However, we're so far advanced, we don't need them. But they are constantly asking us, we want to get in on the action. We want to get in on the action. So I might ask Brother Curtis if we think we should let him do it or not, you know. This is for real. This is for real. So that's why it's done. You know, and plus they take care of quite a few other things while they're here. And they're thinking and making certain things happen in the planet itself. So, and even the brother, no, I won't go into that. Did that answer the question? Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, sir. I have two questions that deal with relationships.
Yes, ma'am.
And I ask this on behalf of all sisters everywhere.
Woo! This is a heavy one. Yes,
well, the ones that have raised the questions with me. One of them, I bear witness that the black man most definitely is powerful, and in this knowledge, even more powerful. Mm-hmm. So much so that if the black man that I'm married with brings discipline to me, he doesn't have to say too much at all, and I tremble and shake. So I feel that power even from a spiritual level. So as a brother and sister are merged in the idea, and they're both growing in knowledge. And the brother, what I find happens sometimes, and what's shared with me, is the brother is impatient with the sister in our fumbling or growing, and sometimes it's very rigid with the law. How does the sister deal with that in a manner that is right for the brother, but yet is not just devastating to her?
Well, this is what takes place. Whatever the black man is confronted with, he has to see it from a spiritual sense, which you all are not spiritual that way. This is why it is said that girls are smarter than boys. Girls, boys. That principle is the same when you come to this. The black man becomes a boy. So when he and his wife is listening to the same thing at the same time, the wife is smarter in the sense of coming up with something that makes sense for the realm that she's seeing it in. So she will say so and so and so, the black man will say so, and then he's, to the sister look like he's slow. I mean, your thinking is just too slow. I mean, he's thinking on things that go beyond the realm of what you see it in. He's God, so he has to see it in a godly way, not see it where there's something to think on. He's got to think on it to get to the solution or the definite of it. You only need the principle of it or the general practice of it. And that's enough for you, because that's what you were made to do. So while the man is actually being a boy, the principle of it, the woman can actually chop him up. Because while he's still thinking and she's talking to him, whatnot, what she's saying makes all kind of sense. But he knows within his soul there's another step. He yet can't tell her about it because he's trying to take the step. She's trying to tell him, damn it, you don't need no step. This is it. He know it and he don't know it. He don't know how to tell her, look, so he just come up with the law. Look, I'm the man, shut up. So. And then now she's offended. Well, you won't be eating here tonight. But that's the principle. And it takes a unity, real discipline from the both parties. Once you understand what it is, you have to actually start pushing yourself to actually be that. And that's where the discipline comes in, because truth is so easy to forget. It's because it's true. It's just, I forget that I'm breathing. Because it just happened. I'd have to remind, now, if I get cut off, I remember right away, oh, hold it, what's up here? But as long as it's happening, you don't even think about it. So this is the same thing with the wife, your mother, daughter. You know, like this is why they have little children. Mother have a little daughter, and you're teaching her certain things, and she said, "Well, I want to go with Daddy." You know, like sometimes our daughter wants to come, a little small daughter wants to say, "Well, Daddy, I want to sleep with you tonight," because she see Mommy sleeping with me, right? I want to sleep with you tonight. I said, "Well, you ask your Mommy." I want to say no. Ask your Mommy, because I know what Mommy gonna say. No, baby. But they don't see what Mommy sees. They don't know what Mommy is doing. So Mommy has to protect them, make the definite for them. It's the same thing with the husband and wife, mother and daughter, son, father and son. Whoever has the most responsibility for what they have to do at that particular time is the one that should be in the authority. The one, if you have a greater knowledge than one that's in authority, is to be shared with them, not put on them like you better. Then this other thing comes up in the man. What? I created death. So you know I ain't scared of it. You don't tell me what what you gonna do, kill me? If I didn't do it first, it wouldn't be no such thing as death. So kill me if you can. And if you mess up and fail, get your own casket ready. This is the black man. I'm telling you, this is God. Black man, whether you think it this way today or not, you're going to be thinking this way. Because you cannot be successful unless you do think this way. You can't be successful. Success will elude you every time because 1 + 1 has got to be 2. You can't change it. I don't care how much math you use, you cannot change that. You cannot change. You will die trying. It will still remain the same. So this kind of discipline from the black man must be experienced by and from him. The woman, yes, she can bring to us our attention many things. However, it's still left up to you to put the period to it. It's still left up to you. Now, she's not going to let you put a period to it using a lie. Because they ain't dumb. Remember I said they're smart. They can pick them lies like quick. You know, you be lying, whatnot. They look at you and roll their eyes off and go in the bedroom. You see them in there writing. Close the book up. 6 months later, remember what you told me? What? Look, I wrote it down. They do it. Don't y'all do that? See? Even they admit it. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for that, Father. I will be playing this part of the tape in MGT class.
Yes, ma'am.
And one other quick one.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it possible, or is it possible to have more than one soulmate?
No, ma'am. It's not. Here's what takes place. The black man he has one soulmate. However, there are other mates that enhances that one. In other words, if he didn't have the one, others could never fulfill the place of that one. He'd still be missing. He can have the one, don't have to have no more if he got the one. Now, if he's got the one and others come, the best that they can do is magnify the one. In other words, she's submissive. Say you're a person that is a mathematician. Or maybe you one that is a very good breeder, so to say. You know, you don't have no trouble delivering children. So what happens, here comes somebody else that's just like you. Now what this person does magnifies that particular attribute and it allows you to be free to do other things. But the man still hasn't been liking because somebody's taking the place right there. But it's not his soulmate, it's a magnification of yours. So a man has, that's why you hear me sometimes, most of the time I say, I got my wife. And because you all know I have more than one, I may say wives, however, I have one wife. One wife. Everybody else has their own particular place with that wife. I have a twin, which is Mrs. Allah. She's not a wife, and she's not a help to the wife. She's the second or the rest of me in the female gender. So the wife is really married to the both of us. But she's my wife. My wife, I can go in and out of her. The twin, they can only go back and forth with ideas. And she has to carry the ideas. My wife with anybody else that comes.
Wow, Father. Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
Father, you mentioned earlier about how in heaven the Caucasians are coming more than the black people. Would, you know, even, I mean, in dialoguing with the black people there and even in other places, they'll bear witness to this idea being the greatest thing for us. They will bear witness to the particulars of the idea being right. We go into the Bible and we dialogue with them. They bear witness to what we share with them is right about the Bible and what's in it and the other scriptures and everything. However, they still fail to come and see or come and participate. Will you expound on why our people are holding back from this idea?
Yes, sir. The reason why they hold back on this idea is because this idea is the period. They still want to feel as though they got some say. As long as they got some say, they're with you. When they're put in a situation where they have to listen and don't say nothing, then they don't want to accept it. They will accept the idea, but they're not going to come and present themselves to be a part of it because they can't say nothing. In other words, if they do say anything, it's got to be in accord with what they cannot say above and beyond what is being said. That's why they stop. That's why they don't want to hear. They don't want to come and say, "Well, Allah's here. You want to come see Allah?" Oh no, I said, please. It's not that they don't believe Allah is a man, but they don't want to be face to face with no man like that because they can't say nothing. They can't share their knowledge as though, well, I'm God too. Well, true, you're God too, not one. So until they get out from this personalism in their thinking, they will continue to evade, avoid, until the heat starts approaching. And that comes in many forms. So that's why they stand off. They know it ain't nothing they can do with this except accept it. They can't come in and argue with it. Their language don't even permit it. I don't even speak in a way where you can argue. I speak is. That's what God is supposed to speak, is. Now, I will listen to you if you're seeking knowledge and understanding. Fine, we can have a good time. You may tie me up for a long time. I might have to tell you, look, I got to go. You know, not telling you, look, get away from me. But that's what stops everybody. That's what stops everybody. The ones that claim, well, yes, I'm a part of the 144,000. They must have had over 1 million people registered. But everybody's a part of 144,000. That don't add up. That math does not add up. 144,000, that's not even a quarter of 1 million. But so they don't come because if whatever they say to me, I got the answer. They don't like that. They want to share what they see as the answer. Now we can be partners. Now we can be friends. But they ain't doing nothing. If I'm a friend with them, I won't be doing nothing. As soon as I start to do something, and I got to do it from the point of definite by math, then they ain't going to come. Because when they do come, I say, well, look, you got to do so and so and so. Well, I ain't doing that. I ain't nobody telling me what to do. Well, damn, tell me what to do then. What you got going? I'll do it. You can tell me, I'll do it. Well, I got this going. I got this going for my people, and I got this going. Oh, really? For your people? Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you want me to do? I don't mind doing that. But when we do it, oh no. That's what stops them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Father. And also, what allows the Caucasians to come more freely than our own people when it's clearly for us?
They know. First place, they know the time. And they also know what it takes to get something done. They have seen in their present history and their future history, what little is left, that they don't have no history. So they look and see, oh man, they doing this? I know they don't have nothing. So let me get in first and be the conduit for all that they need. I get them all their lumber. I get them all their automobiles. I get them their planes. I get them their businesses. I get them their ships. I get them their oil. So right away, they see right away. And if I'm going to be furnishing everything for them, that means really I'm mastering them. So I'll just get in. Because they doing it. They're rising and we're falling. So let me get on to this. That's what they see. They see determination. They see a man that they have not taught. They see a man that they don't own. They see a man that's rising up without their permission. So they're saying, this has got to be God. Just like several of them have said to me, you all look like angels. I mean, the ones that be with me, they don't never tell me that. They say, well, something strange about you. They see. And when one of the scientists were with me, they told me, they said, white folks don't love you. I said, for real? Yeah. So why is that? He said, when they see you, they see action. They see motion. Just looking at you. You don't have to say nothing. You don't have to do nothing. You don't have to move. When they look at you, they see motion. And they want to get it right away. And I had to bear witness to it. When that Jew told me, he said, you leaving me? Yeah, I'm leaving. But Royall, you just going to have to come back. He started offering me homes that he had on the island. He had 2 daughters, no son. He said, I'll adopt you as my son. I'm putting in writing now, in a will. You can have this property. I just take him out to the property onto the Long Island beach. I could have it. He gonna put it on. Yeah, right.
Yes, sir, Father. And
y'all tired? I don't want to hold you. You can hold me, but I don't want to hold you. All right. Well, like I said, if them cheers is killing you, take a break from death. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Father. And concerning the children of the members of the first, who had the potential to be the members of the 144,000,
yes, sir.
We know that our children belong to you.
Right.
You've shared with me before not to worry. Placing this idea that they're supposed to be with you, that they have a duty to do. They even bear witness to it, but however, they still hold back. Are they going to come before they have to, experience a few licks of the fire?
Well, this is what's happening. They are of the age that they will be flexible enough to make the necessary change. Right now, things still look hip-hoppy to them. Like they might be able to do something with that. However, the destruction or the determining factor is not so far away that they will be of the age where it will be difficult for them to change their thinking. They will still be nimble in that sense. So they will be. We're right at the brink of changing everything. And when it starts, we're gonna take off like the science say, like striking a match. That's how fast and everything is lined up for that now. Everything. Just for the 2 brothers that came and asked me, would I come down? I said, yeah, if you get 4 or 5 people, 15, 20 people, I'll come down. If I have to come to your house and talk to you, I'll come down. So just from them listening, and whoever else is here that's from Cleveland listening and hear a few things, and if they start going, really investigating this and seeing it for what it really is, they'll start changing in their thinking. And it's not going to be long, because once we start, it's going to happen like overnight. Overnight. Once we start, it's going to happen like overnight. So we're not going to look like we don't have power or we are struggling. We're going to look like like the messenger said, look like the black man was never down. Look like he was never down. Because we'll be moving with such preciseness, such independence, and such destination, determination. We're not going to be moving like, well, I wonder what we're going to do. I wonder if the bank will give us this loan. It ain't going to be that way. Every movement look like, well, they know what they're doing. And people like to get on that wagon. So yes, sir, the children, they will not be of the age where they'll be so fossilized in their thinking that they'll be difficult to change. So that's what it's meant by that.
Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir.
I love you.
Love you too. That it? Yes, ma'am. Sister Patricia. Or any of the brothers that are visitors, and don't let Satan sit there and tell you, well, don't ask nothing, because it's silly. Forget him. I like silly questions. Make me think I'm smart. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir, Father. I just like to bear witness that you're God, and just thank you. This is my way of thanking you. There's a commercial that comes on television, and it's a picture about Jonah, and this man is swallowed. This whale comes up, and he swallows the whale, and then all of a sudden, it's like a Mountain Dew comes down. I just want to thank you, Father, because I was in a situation, and it's like the enemy was swallowing me up. However, you sent me a spiritual Mountain Dew, and I thank you for that. And I just want to bear witness that you're God, and that you said and you shared that when I bless you, no one can remove that blessing. And when you curse, no one can remove that. And I just bear witness to that, because the situation I was in, Father, everywhere I went, the doors were open. It was the last minute, and I needed a rescue. I needed a Mountain Dew. However, and I'm thanking you. I'm thanking the nation. I'm just thanking all of what you've done, and praise be to you.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am. Well, what time is it? 5 o'clock? 5 o'clock. Well, I know you all getting hungry, because I'm not. I'll take 2 more questions, or if it's someone that's from Cleveland that hasn't talked to me, you want to ask a question, you're home. Everyone calls me Father, because that's the right and fitting title for me to be called. Father means first and farther. The idea comes from me, and then the means to make it real comes from me. Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu Father.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, sir. I wanted to know what was the disease called SARS that they showing on TV, and it started in China. Was it man-made, or where did it come from?
No, ma'am, it wasn't man-made. It happened because of man, but man didn't make it. And they tried to, the world has gotten so smart. I did not say wise. They've gotten so smart that they try to utilize everything to their benefit. They're just messed up as to what is their benefit. So I think it was back in 1996 or 97. I said there's going to be 2 more germs that come out that they wouldn't have no cure for. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Well, no, he didn't make it. However, it came about because of him. If he hadn't done some things, he would have never made it to the surface. It's been all along. And I didn't say 2 more germs that had to be created or made. It was already here. Certain conditions had to be brought about for them to make their presence.
Yes, sir. Why did it start in China first?
In China?
Because that's where they showed that the disease took place first, in
Yes,
China.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because these are the people that did what is necessary for it to come about. And it's something also speaking this world's language, it's a thing going on between me and the Chinese. They don't see me. They literally don't see God in nothing. But I see them. And I know what they got in store for you. It's easy to do battle with somebody that don't see you. I won't go no further than that, because they listen, Black people don't know I'm a lot and don't even care. White folks do. They know, they get every tape. They're probably listening now. They don't even need a tape. However, I just looking at Royall, what, and I say, well, hey, white people might know no time at all. Really? And what you going to do about all of the hosts of angels that's with me? What you going to do about the angels that control what you do? What you going to do about the angels that controls your thought? That you think you're thinking? Talking to white folks now, and even black too. Because to come against me and to be successful as to do any type of damage or harm to me where it's going to interfere with what I'm doing is literally impossible. The best hurt I can get is hurt myself. You know what I mean? Let my little girl tie my shoelace and stumble over them. Because she tied both shoes together. That was humor. That may seem very like boastful, bragging. It's not. It is not. If I'm gone, who's going to change everything? In other words, if the plan was so vulnerable, so weak, that somebody could step in and cancel it out, what kind of planning is that? If we know that the thinking of the black man has got to be changed, if he's going to be saved, it's got to be. It's not a question that's debatable. It's got to be. And the one that is charged to change it gets killed. That won't make no sense at all, do it? Well, I'm the one. Death flees from me, runs to you. And I have to go down and fight him off you. He's one of mine. Get off of him. If that answers the question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am. Anybody else? Going once, going twice? I guess we'll be going. We got one more over here. We'll take this one, and then I guess I'll say prayers, which I don't do. I've been praying all day, talking to you. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Father. However, I would like to get clarity on what I heard earlier about the scientists, and when you shared that they talks to you. However, I'd like to know if that's physical or spiritual, and
just like you and I are talking now. Just like you and I are talking right now. But, we talk. Here lately, it has been like they would talk to me in my thoughts. I wouldn't say my thoughts. They talk to me in thoughts. And I know who it is. And sometimes they identify themselves. Most times they don't have to identify themselves. I know who it is. In the beginning of myself being acquainted with this particular body, they would talk to me just like, eye to eye, face to face. They would get on the truck and ride with me, go places with me while they were talking with me. I had the whole highway lit up, having a good time. I couldn't believe all this stuff I was hearing, but I did. So now, we've gotten to the point now where it's not necessary for them to make their presence unless they want to. And then we enjoy each other's company, and we part. But it's not in a dream. Sometimes they speak to me through other people that has had a dream. And they ask me about it. I say, oh, scientist so-and-so sent that. Thank you. It lets me know that they're still in love with me. And they also love the black man because they gave you a message to give me. They could have sent it to me by myself. They could have sent it right over the TV while I'm looking at wrestling. Yes, sir. So it happens in all three ways. Physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And they want to do it with you. Brother Muhammad I don't know if they've spoken with him, right with him, but according to his record, they most certainly have intervened in the affairs of his life to make sure certain things happen. And were it not for him at this particular day, I wouldn't be here. You see? So I respect them. I love them. They love me. And we're going to get it. We're going to get this done. All right? Oh, we got another one? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. If I may share a dream with you?
If it's not too long.
No, sir, it's not.
Okay.
I'm going to stand on the farm in West Virginia now. However, I had a dream before I went there that I had been there before.
Right.
And it's a tree stump that's sitting by the lake. And I was sitting on that tree stump in my dream, and a bear came down and was talking to me. And the bear shared, "Don't be afraid. I need you to go ask Father some questions." However, I don't remember the questions. However, the bear shared with me that he was upset that I'm with Allah and he's not. You share why
the bear was upset that I'm Allah and he's not?
That I was with you and he was not.
Oh. Well, if he comes down.
I don't want to see him.
If he comes down and tell him you've already told me, he'll probably leave you alone. No.
Yes,
he won't give you one of those bear hugs. However, there most certainly is bears up there, you know, Uncle Bobby?
I've heard that. Yes, sir.
Well, I've said this before, bears is man's best friend. Man, not mankind. If you're going to have a friend, it's the bear. But you got to know his nature. At least he might hug you. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, I want to thank Brother Muhammad and what's your name? And Brother Bobby for making it possible, inviting us here. And for those of you that have followed me here, I appreciate it. I'm not disheartened in any way, shape, or form if nobody showed up with Brother Muhammad and Brother Bobby. I still would have went on with, they would have been the master of what I said, because they've been the ones that asked me. And I would have left still just as happy. I am real pleased that you all came. And I'm with you as long as you allow me to be with you. It's your choice. I don't have one. I got to do what I got to do. I am who I am. I can't help it. All right? Love you. Assalamu alaikum.